Massimo Cartuzzo has bought himself a mental asylum in a sleepy town in Cuba. Don't you find that a bit strange?
I have my own theories, but I'd rather keep them to myself.
Come on, it could be really important.
Nothing is so important that a person could end up like...
Yes?
Nothing. Don't you think rhythmic cleaning would be a great business concept?
There are so many weird things happening here that I don't know where I should start being astonished. I have the feeling that it has to do with something real big. Unfortunately, my feelings do not tell me what that is. Are you afraid of your boss?
Me? Why should I?
I just had the impression.
It's misleading. It's definitely misleading.
She does want to talk. All I have to do is tickle her a little bit. The boss isn't even here, so you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that's also what Pedro thought, but then...
And then?
Nothing. Leave me alone.
This Nicole Charleroi is pressuring the workers to such a degree that they are almost shitting their pants from fear. I hope I won't have to clash with her on top of everything else. You said something about if politics doesn't pan out. You're a politician?
Not yet, and I stress the word yet. There is an election in 2 weeks and I want to run.
As a politician?
Yeah, sure. Anything against it?
No, of course not. So you think you have a good chance?
Yes, I think so. I am staggeringly gorgeous, and I have already, let's just say, convinced 20% of the voters.
Oh.
But I don't want to be just one of many. I want to be the next female mayor. Unfortunately, I still need some more votes for that, but I'll get them. If only I knew how to get them.
Oh, you want to jump straight to being the mayor. How modest. What's your election platform?
Platform? No one reads it anyway. The only problem is that I just have 2 weeks and I'm still behind 120 men.
Yeah, that's cutting it close. Maybe you should try getting a platform after all.
Oh, it's much too expensive and no one is interested anyway. I just have to be able to convince more people all at once of my qualifications is all.
You mean...
Yeah, well, do you have a better idea?
I'll think about it. If I think of something, I'll let you know. Then I'll leave you to your hip swing again. So many loudspeakers for such a small inner courtyard? A pile of wood. It's full of dirty laundry. The writing says, "Caution. The management of this institution received reports that in recent times strange figures in black robes were seen in the vicinity of the institution. Anyone who has seen something conspicuous or unusual is to report this immediately to the director of the institute, Dr. Charleroi." Figures in black robes. They really appear to follow me everywhere. I have to finally find out who they are and what they really want. Laundry service. Next pickup Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. No door handle, no keyhole. As soon as the door has closed, it cannot be opened from outside. Rat-a-too, rat-a-tee. Gone, gone is the balcony. The construction worker probably would be less than enthused if I take his toy away. He's just taking a break. Completely atypical of a construction worker. Hello? Are you a member of the staff?
Me? No, heaven forbid. I'm here to repave the courtyard with asphalt. But to do that, I have to remove the old asphalt first. It's terribly hard work in this heat. I can tell you that.
I can imagine. By the way, I'm Nina.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Bernard.
Why is the courtyard being repaved? It still looks good. I've seen streets at home that look much worse.
No idea. You're right, though. It really isn't worthwhile for just a couple of patients. Whatever. I don't really care.
Who hired you?
Some Italian-American, Massimo Gattuso or something like that.
Massimo Gattuso?
Yes. He wants the courtyard to be finished in 3 days. It's completely unrealistic.
But you don't know why this courtyard is supposed to be repaved?
No.
Strange. How come someone like Massimo Gattuso has the rear yard of a nut house in a Cuban hick town surfaced with asphalt? Did you notice anything unusual about the Institute?
What do you mean by unusual? A couple of mentally challenged and a couple of doctors in a narrow room? At some point, it's difficult to differentiate between doctors and patients.
I feel the same way about dog owners. But did you notice anything unusual?
Apart from the fact that one of them is always screaming, screeching, or makes strange noises, truth be told, the Institute scares me a little.
Can you describe it a little more?
I don't know exactly. I just don't like it here. As soon as it gets dark, I make sure that I leave. And there isn't enough money in the world to get me to go in there.
Someone like him admitting just like that he is afraid without having a real reason for it? I should be cautious if I want to continue looking around here. Regarding your break...
Are you gonna deny me my break?
Oh, no, of course not.
Good. It's short enough as it is. The old lady will start smoking again soon, and then my work starts again.
What do you mean?
The cook. As soon as I see black coming out of the chimney back there again, I have to go back to work.
Smoke as a signal to get back to work? That somehow seems familiar to me. Don't you have a watch?
Nah, I don't need one. The old lady is accurate down to the last second.
Does the name Nicole Charleroi mean anything to you?
Not really.
She's supposed to be the boss here. You must know her.
Oh, her. Oh, God. Keep her away from me.
That bad?
Worse. She seems nice at first, but she's something between a Valkyrie and a battle axe.
Charming.
You asked me. Am I supposed to lie to you?
No. Have you gotten to know her?
Believe me, it only takes a few seconds, and that's enough for me.
Do you know a man named Manuel Perez?
Who's that?
One of the people inside.
A patient?
Yes.
No idea. I haven't had any contact with them. It's prohibited by the management.
You have a bit of a stutter. Am I correct to assume that it's caused by a childhood trauma? Or did your first girlfriend disappoint you? What tragic story is behind it?
Have you ever worked 10 hours with a jackhammer and then tried to speak halfway normal?
Oh, no, not that I know of.
I thought so. Otherwise, you wouldn't ask a question like that.
Well, then enjoy the rest of your break.
I will.
A long pointed meat fork. The food appears to have been tasty. The flies at least like it. A braided onion rope. Small brass weights. A relatively small kitchen. It's obvious this hospital does not have all that many patients. Either that, or they are all on a diet. A bunch of fresh herbs and spices. Sausage tongs. I'll pile the pieces of wood like I would have learned in the Girl Scouts, had I joined them. I knew that these kinds of pseudo-magazines could help in many situations. It is really astonishing how the old tricks continue to work again and again. I think I will have to pull the coals out of the fire. A bit of burned wood from the fireplace, and it's still hot. Hard at work, I see.
Well, anyone who works hard is allowed to take a break once in a while.
You're entitled. Isn't your break done?
No, why?
I thought as soon as smoke comes out of the chimney...
If it's white smoke, that means the cook's still cooking. If it's black smoke, that the food is finished. And so is my break.
Oh. Well, then enjoy the rest of your break.
I will.
Hello, what's your muse up to?
Something that all women do, taking her time.
The woman in charge. What is she really like?
Miss Charleroi? No idea. I don't have any contact with her. She greets me when she arrives in the morning. I usually don't see her at night because she often stays in the institute until really late.
Any peculiarities?
Like I said, I almost never see her.
Nurse Sabrina, what do you think of her?
If I would tell you, you would say I was sexist.
Yes, her assets are apparently very apparent. And otherwise?
Otherwise, I unfortunately don't know her very well. Women of her caliber don't mess around with average-looking gatekeepers.
You just have to convince her of your qualities.
And those would be?
Well,
Yeah, thanks for the chat.
Could you perhaps paint a portrait of Nurse Sabrina?
Yeah, I guess so. Just a second. I've run out of black. I can't paint without black.
Okay, I'll take care of it. How long do you need?
Probably half a day.
You have 30 minutes.
There's no way. I need at least 3 hours.
Agreed. You have 1 hour.
It's no wonder that contemporary painters have never been able to equal the masters, if the artists are constantly rushed like this. Oh, one more thing. I can barely see Nurse Sabrina from here. She moves so gracefully, but she is also unbelievably fast. If she were to slow down a bit for a while...
I'm going to see if I can at least temporarily control the woman's hyperactivity somewhat. Then you could start painting the portrait?
Like I said, I can only paint Nurse Sabrina if I have black paint and a subject that isn't constantly jumping around.
I'll leave you alone with your muse now.
Thanks. I'm still waiting for the kiss.
From me or from the muse?
Both.
I didn't find any black paint. Do you think a piece of coal will work too?
Yes. Coal should work too.
I'll leave you alone with your muse now. From me?
Both.
The record turns more slowly due to the weight. Still, sounds pretty good.